In the field of alpine skiing and ski instruction, every so often, a person catapults the industry to a new and higher level of performance and understanding. Such persons of influence are as rare as they are critical to keep the sport of skiing front and center in the minds of ski patrons, the ski media, and the professions of ski instruction and coaching. Ron LeMaster was such a person, with his incredible ski photography, his extraordinary photo montages, and his education presentations on the biomechanics and ski technique. He single-handedly helped move alpine skiing into the 21st century.
Ron was probably one of the most intellectual persons that is known in the ski world right now as far as technician, analyzing, happy-go-lucky guy that really brought a lot to our sport.
Ron's legacy is really taking a unique perspective on teaching ski racing and how skiing works. Not very many people over time have the ability to combine photography, physics, engineering, and knowledge of skiing to sort of put it all together.
Born in Denver, Ron was always a curious little boy, and he remained that way throughout his life. He broke his leg the first time he went skiing at 7 years of age, but the experience in no way daunted his enthusiasm for the sport, and he was back on snow as soon as he healed. He started his college career at the University of Colorado with basic freshman and sophomore classes, but his heart was not in school. He raced on CU's ski team, which served to amplify his craving to be on the mountain. So away he went to Aspen, where he was hired by Kurt Chase as an instructor on Buttermilk Mountain. Being in Aspen gave Ron the opportunity he desired of being on the snow every day, while improving his own skiing skills by participating in clinics required by the Aspen Ski School. He was also hired by Sim Thomas as a coach for the Aspen Ski Racing Club.
He was a really curious intellectual, and his analyses were, I'm sure, very intricate, but his ability to interpret that for the lay person, for people without a science background, was enormous.
Ron came to Aspen in the early 70s, and he was hired by Sim Thomas, who was a Georges Joubert student mentor, and he brought that technical prowess to the ski club. And Ron had that. Not only could he speak the technical language, but he could demonstrate that, which was, for us, when you're first being introduced to that level of technical jargon, it can be overwhelming. But to have a coach that could not only speak about it, but then demonstrate it was just invaluable.
After 7 years in the mountains, he was ready to return to CU to resume his studies in mechanical engineering, in addition to being recruited as a coach for the Buffs B ski team. Over the ensuing decades, Ron applied his engineering and technique acumen to the analysis of ski technique and biomechanics. Just as significantly, using innovative, research-developed teaching methods, he continually contributed to the science-based education of skiers, ski coaches, and the ski instructors throughout Colorado and the world.
Ron's deep dives into the science of ski mechanics allowed us to really see skiing, alpine skiing specifically, in a way that we never have been able to before Ron, so to say. His profound understanding of ski mechanics, the physics of it, the biomechanics of it, allowed him then to help us explore skiing from the perspective of how to facilitate the learning of skiing. Nobody before him had really accomplished that. We were guessing. We were hypothesizing rather than truly having data. He provided data.
But it was the real love that he had, the passion of the sport and the passion of sharing it, and that everybody was equal. There wasn't a bad question, everybody's equal. The outcome was, how can I make your day more enjoyable? And to me, that's the biggest takeaway. That, I mean, he was great in all the other elements, but he just loved the sport. He loved sharing the passion, and had all the time in the world to help you enjoy it.
Ron, through his authorship of works considered the standard in ski technique analysis, has brought renown throughout the skiing world. Further, his many additional skills, not only including stop action and sequence photography, have provided a unique perspective for elucidating the intricacies in ski technique from its most basic to its most highly developed levels.
You know, these books are few and far between. You know, in my lifetime, I think there's been about, 4 to 6, maximum 6 books written that were captured the art and science of skiing. And he was the last one to do it. And I think he did it best.
He analyzed skiers from Stenmark to Keeley to Schifrin to Hirscher and put all these people together, and to read his book and his story about the turn really has a passion for what he has brought to our ski world. And you don't see things like that anymore. It's really a shame that, we don't have him anymore.
Ron LeMaster, writer, photographer, coach, and educator, passed away November 30th, 2021, following a collision with another snow rider at Eldora Mountain outside of Boulder.
It's very hard for me to even consider it, to think about it. Evidently, he was hit so hard that he never took another breath. Outpouring from PSIA, or at the PSIA National Academy in May, the number of people who learned from him. You know, he was a really curious intellectual.
It's such a sad loss to lose Ron. He's just not only an incredible person, beautiful human being, but such an asset to our sport. And he had so many more years ahead of providing his excellence.
It is with great sadness and pride that we induct Ron LeMaster to the Colorado Snowsports Hall of Fame as a member of the class of 2022.